Meanwhile, in Monona, police say 3 people in an SUV took them on a car chase Wednesday night, and they say the suspects, later taken into custody, are as young as 15 years old. It all started with speeding down Monona Drive, leading officers on that chase, eventually on the Beltline. The driver allegedly hit 100 miles per hour on the closed flex lane. That SUV, officers learned, was in fact stolen from Madison. Now here is an image right from the scene as the 3 people in the car got out and ran away. Ultimately, officers caught up to them, arresting the 18-year-old driver and passengers who are both 17 and 15. As for some more background on the suspects, Monona police say this: some of the individuals in this case are subjects of interest in other felonious acts in Dane County.